Welcome to Penny Magnet. Right now in this video I'll show you how you can configure or install security camera DVR at your home or in your office. So this is a do it yourself kind of video. So if you are the one who really like to do the things by yourself, do watch this video. And before I start the video, let me tell you, with the help of this video you will able to configure any kind of DVR, because most of the DVR work in the same way. So as you can see, I have a CP plus DVR. You can use the Hikvision. There are many different DVRs and CCTV cameras are available, so you can use any one, but the configuration for the video but the configuration for the DVR and the whole setup will be same. So let's get started and let's take a look how the whole thing works. So before, the first thing I'll show you where the hard drive is stored, where the whole recording gets stored. So if I open this CP plus, you can see here there is a little motherboard, and just next to that there is a hard drive. Okay, this is a little cooling fan so that we can keep the DVR cool. Important thing to notice here is these two cables. Okay, one is the SATA cable, that is to store the data. Second is a power cable. Okay, so that when you connect the power on the DVR here, the same power goes from this cable to the hard drive. Okay, so this is the way you have to install your hard drive. Just for your information, when you will place the hard drive, you have to, there are like 4 screws you have to tight here so that the hard drive won't move from the place. Now let's close this thing first. Here we go, and there will be 4 screws. Okay, now so let's take a look on all the ports available on the DVR. This is for the power. With the DVR you get this kind of a power adapter, and you can plug it here and you can get a power supply in that. So that's for the power plug. And here that's 2 USB which you can connect a mouse. When you configure the DVR for the first time, you really need a mouse in order to type the password and get into your DVR and configure it. So that's for the mouse. This is the RJ45 port where you can connect your internet connection, and these two are the output for the monitor, that's HDMI and the VGA, and these are the 4 ports for the camera. You need to understand the DVR comes with a minimum 4 ports, then 8 ports, 16 port, and so on. So the DVR which I have, that's a 4 port, so that means maximum we can connect 4 cameras. And the hard drive, you can use like 500 GB of hard drive, 1 TB of hard drive, and so on. So now let's take a look on the camera. The camera which I have, that's a dome camera. Okay, now generally in home I think the dome camera is good enough, but if you're trying to focus on large area or a little bit of far area, you can go with bullet camera, and there are many different camera, but the whole configuration will remain same. Okay, so the dome camera is like this, and these are the 2 connections. You need to understand, if you are going to record the audio also, then you will have one more connection. So this is for power, the red, the yellow is for the video, and if you have one more cable, that means that will be for the audio. So that's how the whole thing works. Now let's take a look on the connectors. Okay, this is a power jack, you can connect the cables here, and this part goes right into this, like this, you see that, and this is called the BNC connector. Okay, this will go here in the camera. Now these 2 parts where we connect the cable, and the cable goes from the DVR to the camera. So let's do a little demo and understand how this thing works. So first I'll remove the BNC connector. You need to understand removing the BNC is a little bit tough compared to the power jack. Now if you take a look here, this is a power supply for the cameras. as you can see, I have 4 ports. That's the reason I have taken the power supply which has a 4 port. So if you take a closer look here, you will have plus, you see that minus, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, and minus, plus. That means you need to make sure that you put the negative in the negative port and positive in the positive port. Understand this concept and you will understand everything, okay? And you get a cable which directly go to the power source like this. So in short, I can say you need 2 power cords, one for this and one for this adapter, so that you can fire up this DVR and the cameras. So we'll take a look on the cable now, and this is how the cable look for the cameras, okay? Now I'll peel this out, the outer cover, and will show you how exactly you need to configure in order to make this thing work, okay? So let's get started with this. I normally do not cut fully, just you need to peel the outer cover and rest thing will come out. Here we go. So in the here in cable you will see there are 4 cables, okay? 4 small cable and 1 bigger, okay? Now the 2 are for power, 2 are for cameras, and this is if you are using audio. Right now I'm not using audio in my CCTV camera, so I'm not going to use this one, but I'm going to use these 4, okay? So you need to peel it off from both the side. Generally what I do not peel the first, first what I do, I put all the cable in all the home, all the rooms and all the the kitchen and so on, and then I cut the cable and then I peel it off. So let's assume that the one part is going to the DVR and this second part is going in the kitchen, okay? So you have to peel it from both the end. Here we go. Okay, once you peel it off, the same thing you will see here, okay? So now let's take a look on how exactly we can connect this. The first thing you have to do, as I said, I'm not going to use this audio cable, so we'll just peel these 4 cables, okay? So in the color combination you can make yourself understand which cable you're going to use for at your end, okay? In my case I will be using this red and black for power and blue and white for the data transmission, that's for the camera. Now this is for the power, but red is positive and black is negative, and in this one I will be considering blue as a positive and white as a negative, okay? So power, camera, positive, positive, negative and negative. If you want, you can write down on a paper like which cable you're going to use for what, so that when you do configuration kind of thing, it become easy for you. So I'm going to peel this off now. So as you can see that I have removed the upper cover, the little rubber or plastic, whatever you have on the wire, I have removed that. Now as I said, I will be using these 2 for the power. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bend a little bit and then I'm going to use this power connector. Now on the power connector you will have a symbol. Let me zoom the camera so that you can see it clearly. You see that? Now this one is positive and this one is negative. So I'm going to put the red in the positive and close it. Then I'm going to use this black as a negative, and I'm going to put in the other end of that power jack. Here we go. And when you do, you make sure that the cable do not come from this and get touched to the positive, okay? That will have a bad impact. So once you're done with that, just you need to check if it's properly fitted, that's all. Then the same thing again, just fold this little bit from both the end, and you have to use the BNC. In the BNC, once again, there is a positive and negative, okay? I don't know, if because the print is on the black part, so I'm not sure if this can be viewed on the camera, but this side is positive and this side is negative. So I'm going to consider blue as a positive. I always consider the strong color as a positive and the other color as a negative. So in this case, here we go. And done. And you can see that the BNC connector and the power connector is ready to use. Now what you have to do, these two things goes here. Just consider this camera is at your kitchen, okay? Let's consider that, and this will come here. The power jack will get in here, and this will be your BNC connector. Just take a closer look how the BNC connector works. And it's done. So once you are done with this part, let's assume, as I said, we will assume this camera is at kitchen, and this cord will go in your whole room, and travel to the DVR, the end, okay? So I'm assuming that my DVR is, I have kept my DVR at my drawing room, and this camera is at kitchen. So the whole cable will go from the kitchen to the DVR. And here exactly same but little different, okay? So let's take a look here. Now as I said, I'm considering this as a power, so I'll peel this off and show you how this thing works here. So let's start with the BNC connector. Now the same position what the BNC you have on the other end, exactly you have to hold the same cable, that is blue and white, and once again the blue is my positive and the white is the negative. So we'll connect the positive in this positive thing and just will close it like this. You need to make sure that you don't have to tight very much, just make sure that it's connected, and that's all. Here we go. And this part, just make all the strings which are coming, just make it together so that it can be easily connected in the power supply. Now you need to understand this side you don't get the power jack. This directly goes to here, okay? So once again, if I'm considering the number one, if I'm considering the the number one as my this one, so I'll see where should I plug the positive, and it says that this one is my positive. Let me zoom the camera. And here is my negative, and here we go. So just take a look how it look like. The power supply may have a different kind of connect, the screws and connection. Just consider the positive and negative. Once again, I'll explain you that if there are 4 cables, the 2 cables will be for power, the 2 cables will be for the data transmission, means the streaming of the camera. So consider 2 cable, and one of that will be positive and one will be the negative, and same goes with the other one. So once we are done with this, you just have to plug here, same like what you have done on your camera part. Okay, here we go. And this will be your power jack. It will come here, and these two will go in the main power supply. Okay, the one is coming from the DVR, this one the adapter, and this one directly coming from this power supply. And once you fire this up, the DVR will turn on and it will turn on the camera, and everything is good to go. So this was a short video on, in which I have explained you how you can configure the security camera at your home. Okay, you need to understand, if you're trying to do it for the first time, do watch 2 to 3 videos. I think your doubt will be clear. And once again, as I said, it doesn't matter what kind of brand you use. Okay, the configuration will remain same. And to view, to monitor, you can use this VGA or HDMI. Once again, you can definitely configure this on the online, and you can view it on the browser. They do have their own software, they have their applications, for application on the phone. So once you configure, for the first time only, I generally need this the VGA or the HDMI monitor, and once I'm done with the configuration, I never use the monitor and that so on. I always control the whole DVR with my laptop or my mobile phone. So this was a short video in which I have explained you how you can configure security camera at your home or office. So if you think this video was worth watching, this video was helpful, hit the like button. For more such videos, you can subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you for watching the video. Have a wonderful day.